Marvel's Wolverine, developed by Insomniac Games, is set to release in the next few years, despite several game leaks from the recent Insomniac hack. These are 7 features I want to see in the game that has yet to be revealed, so let's dive right into it. First is something I think is an almost guarantee with this being created by the brilliant minds at Insomniac Games, and that is unlockable suits. We've seen this in all of the Spider-Man games with the wide variety of suits that Peter Parker and Miles Morales both have and that they can equip, so why not have the same thing be there for Logan? Some of the suits I like to see are the X-Force suit, the outfit from the Logan movie, the Weapon X suit, and of course the iconic yellow and blue suit that will be in the upcoming Deadpool and Wolverine movie. So far, it looks like the only confirmed suit will be the flannel pattern that we saw in the reveal trailer a few years ago. Next on my list for most requested features are to have an ultimate-like ability that makes Wolverine use all of his rage and do maximum damage. This is similar to the Forest Rage scene from the Logan movie where Wolverine is able to absorb all incoming attacks without it affecting him and powering his way through those that are in front of him. Where this can get interesting if Insomniac Games and Marvel decide to make the Wolverine game rated mature. If the Wolverine game is rated mature, then the effects can go as far as the development team would like. Personally, I would like to see this game be rated mature, but then as a bonus feature, there can be a toggle that disables the graphics settings so that younger audiences can still enjoy a game without parents being concerned. Anyways, I digress. Moving on to number 3, Logan needs to have a lore-accurate way of tracking enemies in the game. His enhanced sense of smell should be able to be utilized by players to track enemies from great distances, allowing for some more creativity in gameplay compared to the Spider-Man games. This was already seen a bit from the leaks and a very early build of the game that allowed for one of the missions to be played, but I think I can go further with Wolverine being able to remember the smell of certain characters and being able to identify them later on just by passing by. Players can activate this ability by pressing down on the right joystick, just like in Spider-Man 2 how you can press R3 to scan the environment, showing POIs and the wind tunnels. Next is a very popular feature amongst the Spider-Man community, and that is New Game Plus. Now, this was released in an update for Marvel Spider-Man 2, but my hope for Marvel's Wolverine is that this is released when the game launches, and here is why. So far, it is unknown if Wolverine will be a standalone game or have future integrations into the Marvel Insomniac Games universe. Even though the studio has had great success with the Spider-Man games, the expectations will be high with the Wolverine game since it has been quite some time since Logan got his own game. For me, that's why New Game Plus has to be a day one feature so that players can continue to use their unlocked suits and skills to start the story over. My concern is that if this is not a day one feature, then Insomniac Games gambles on players eventually returning to the game once they release the feature in a later update. Keep in mind that by the time this game releases, Marvel Rivals and other Marvel games will have been released, increasing the competition among studios to retain their player bases. Up next on my list is to have the side quests of the game dive deeper into the lore of the Insomniac universe. It has already been confirmed that this Wolverine game exists in the same universe, Earth 1048, as Insomniac Games' Peter Parker and Miles Morales. From the Spider-Man games alone, we know a lot of heroic Easter eggs are in the game with the Avengers Tower, the Baxter Building, the Wakandan Embassy, the Sanctum Sanctorum, and the legal offices of Nelson and Murdoch. This means that Insomniac holds all the cards with how they can potentially create their own universe with all these heroes. Why I bring this up as well is look at the recent success of Season 1 of X-Men 97. Per the Rotten Tomatoes ranking, it is one of the highest scored Marvel projects, where it was packed with cameo appearances from almost every major character in the Marvel Universe. Spider-Man, Doctor Doom, Iron Man, Captain America, just to name a few. Now, I'm not saying that Insomniac Games needs to show all these characters in the Wolverine game, but maybe drop a few references as to why we've only seen the buildings and not the characters themselves. It is a lot to ask for, but I'm optimistic about some of these references to some of these heroes being in Marvel's Wolverine. The penultimate feature I hope is in Marvel's Wolverine is a fast travel mechanic. One of the biggest improvements from Spider-Man 1 to Spider-Man 2 was the ability to travel nearly instantly from one side of New York to the other. Since Wolverine doesn't have as much agility to travel as fast as speeds like Spider-Man, then this or some similar feature needs to be in Marvel's Wolverine. This also assumes that there will be some free roam and open world elements to the game that allows players to continue playing as Wolverine after the main story is complete. Now, don't get me wrong, I enjoy swinging all throughout New York, learning and mastering all the different traversal mechanics in the game, but I know there's a strong amount of players that love the ability to instantly jump to certain locations on the map instead of taking the time to navigate over there. That's why I think this feature needs to be in the game. And for the final feature request, I would like to see some high skill ceiling mechanic built into the game. The first thing that comes to mind with Wolverine is a combat assist mechanic regardless of difficulty. Players should be given the option to disable this or scale it to a comfortable level where it still challenges players, but not too much where it makes game progression impossible. In the Spider-Man games, we have the swing assist mechanic, where there is a very significant difference between max swing assist and zero swing assist gameplay. Those that have mastered zero swing assist are able to have the most realistic swinging experiences in the game, but trying it for the first time is very difficult. And this is just one example of how a game mechanic can have a high skill ceiling. I would leave this to the creative geniuses at Insomniac Games to have something planned, which I can almost expect that they already have it designed. If you have another idea for this or anything that you would like to see in Marvel's Wolverine, let me know in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any updates for Marvel's Wolverine or any Marvel project. Until then, have a great rest of your day, wherever you may be.